Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony, and welcome to another edition of B&A Sports Talk. And today, what I want to talk about is Carson Wentz. Now, I was going to do this in my hot take. I have a podcast where I have a segment called Hot Take, where I just basically rant about something that is on my mind. But I can't wait. I can't wait until next week to upload this video. I think Carson Wentz has had the most overrated career in the NFL. Now, I put him as an A-tier quarterback, and that was before I started really looking into him. I think he's a B. I really do. You can't complete those intermediate routes, those short routes. You can't complete a screen. You can't be an A quarterback. I don't care if you could throw the most beautiful deep ball. If you cannot complete those simple passes that I can complete, I'm not trying to be like, I'm better than Carson Wentz. But, these are simple plays all quarterbacks should make. And he can't complete them. And he lost some games because he couldn't complete screens and get the chain moving. And now you may be thinking, he did it without weapons down the stretch. Do you know what narrative he had until now? The narrative was he had all these weapons and he couldn't do anything. That's been the narrative. Somehow the narrative just swapped. Dak Prescott going into that game against Carson Wentz was 4-1 against Carson Wentz. And now Carson Wentz wins one game, and all of a sudden Dak Prescott can't do it with his weapons, and Carson Wentz is doing it without any weapons. He scored 17 points in that game. It's not like he went off and scored 40 points. He scored 17 points. And going down the stretch, he did the impossible. He lost to the Miami Dolphins running down the stretch, and then he beat the Giants. He scored 23 points against our defense. Then he beat Washington, they scored 37. But the Giants scored 45 on them. And then they beat Dallas, and then they beat the Giants again with 35 points. You know how sorry the Giants team was? They beat the Giants twice. Well, congratulations. You beat us every single year. That's not that much of an accomplishment. The reason why the narrative switched, I have no idea. Dak Prescott was the quarterback. It's just like, he's not really doing it with a lot of weapons. He has a good offensive line, but he doesn't really have any elite wide receivers. He got Amari Cooper. He wins a couple games. And then this year gets a couple of bad bounces. But Dallas has the number one offense in the league. And all of a sudden, Dak Prescott can't do anything. And all of a sudden, Dak Prescott sucks. I thought it was the play calling. I thought, what changed? That's my question. What changed? Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. I think he is somewhere around 15, 14. I'm deranking him. And the more I watch of him, the more I'm just unimpressed. The only thing that he does well is evade pressure. And that's not enough. So let's look at his last couple of games. Against the last 4 games. 66 completion, 69 completion, 77, and then 57. He had 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 1 touchdown. So it's not like he's the next coming of Dan Marino. He's not doing that. And these are the times he was sacked. 3, 2, 1, 1. On a 16-game stretch, what is that? That's 7 times. That's 28 sacks. That is bottom tier league in sacks. His offensive line has been great, and that's why he's been successful, because he's been surrounded by brilliant offensive calling by I think it's Jim Sullivan, if I'm not mistaken. He's been around creative play callers, and you know what? Dallas Goedert is wide open on every single play. It's easy to hit the guy when he's wide open. And you're playing against mediocre pass rushers. The Redskins, the Giants were some of the worst pass rushers in the league. And again, you lost to Miami. How do you lose to Miami? I get it. Even the Giants beat Miami. And that was when I don't understand. Let's take a look at the rest of their schedule last year. They lost to New England. They put up 10 against New England. The Giants put up more against New England. They faced the Bears. They put up 22. Against Buffalo, they put up 31. That was a really good game. And they put up 10 against Dallas the first time they played them. They put up 20 against Minnesota. And they beat the Jets by 31-6. Congratulations, you beat the Jets. The Giants put up 30 points against them. You beat Green Bay. That was an impressive game. So they've really only had 2 impressive games last season. And all of a sudden, I'm expecting them to win a division again this year. That hasn't had a repeat champion since they did it back in 03-04. Carson Wentz I think he's the 3rd best quarterback in this division. I think Daniel Jones this year is going to take a step ahead of Carson Wentz. I think Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, because I think Dak Prescott's more cerebral. He now can call himself in and out of plays. Carson Wentz is injury prone, which is a knock from him. Daniel Jones got injured for 2 games, I understand. Dak Prescott has never been injured. Never. He's a model of consistency. He's a good leader for your franchise. And Carson Wentz, he's gone to the playoffs. He's had 6 playoff games, and he took a total of 4 snaps, of 4 total passes in 6 playoff games. that's not a good record to hold. That's not good. That means you're injured. That means you're not playing. You know? So that's my whole opinion about it. I don't understand where the narrative changed. Remember the narrative a year ago? Remember where we were a year ago? It was just like, how is Dak Prescott beating Carson Wentz? Then Dak Prescott loses one game to Carson Wentz. In a pivotal game, I understand. But they end up with the same record. The one fewer record. They were one game apart, and all of a sudden Carson Wentz can do it without anybody. And all he did was beat the Giants twice, the Redskins, and Dallas. I don't understand. But hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Is Carson Wentz a good quarterback? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.